Okay, picture this. You're staring at your phone. It's ringing. Maybe it's an unexpected FaceTime or just a regular call. You have absolutely zero intention of answering it, but you sit there, right? Practically holding your breath, just waiting for the ringing to stop so you can instantly text back, "Hey, what's up?" Today we're going to validate your communication preferences by decoding the hidden and honestly fascinating psychology of why you prefer texting over calling. If you're someone who actively avoids the phone app on your own smartphone, you are definitely in the right place. We aren't just scrolling through surface-level behaviors today, we are decoding the mind. We're going to look at the silent architecture of your digital connection habits and uncover why what so many people call a quirk is actually a massive cognitive strength.
So, here is the roadmap for how we'll decode your mind today. We'll start with 1, the dreaded ringing phone. Explore 2, the power of cognitive inhibition. Unpack 3, highly sensitive nervous systems. Look at 4, rejecting digital conditioning. And finish up with 5, silence is self-respect.
I want you to be totally honest for a second. Does your heart actually sink, and definitely not in a good way, every single time your phone rings? While most people just reach for the answer button without a second thought, you might find yourself just staring at that screen. Look, I want you to know that this isn't just standard phone anxiety. As we'll uncover, it's actually a really powerful sign of how your specific brain prioritizes its mental energy and processes incoming information.
Section 1. The dreaded ringing phone. Moving past the antisocial label.
So, if you prefer texting, you've probably been called difficult, or maybe labeled as antisocial by friends or family members who just don't get it. But the reality, according to psychology, is that your choice to text really isn't about being shy, and it certainly isn't about being rude. You aren't dodging calls just to be a jerk, you're just kind of allergic to the superficial, "Hey, how's the weather?" small talk. Your preference is actually a pursuit of authentic connection over surface-level noise. You absolutely want to communicate, but you want that communication to actually mean something, rather than just filling dead air with empty chatter.
Let's look at the brain mechanics behind this. Section 2. Power of cognitive inhibition. The science behind the pause.
Society really loves to praise the quickest answer, right? But your brain likely excels at a literal superpower called cognitive inhibition. This is that rare ability to stop an automatic, impulsive reaction and choose a deliberate, thoughtful response instead. So instead of just reacting impulsively to that jarring sound of a ringing phone, your brain is actively working to pause, analyze, and process the information first.
Think about the fundamental difference here. A phone call forces you into an instant reaction. This creates what psychologists call conversational noise. It can lead to impulsive mistakes in what you say, and it often results in really shallow conversation just to keep the silence at bay. Choosing a text message, on the other hand, creates a crucial mental gap. It gives your brain the runway it desperately needs for deliberate reflection. This allows you to provide a highly accurate response that truly aligns with what you're actually thinking. You are basically choosing precision over speed.
All right, now we're taking a deep dive into the biological side of things. Section 3. Highly sensitive nervous systems. The cognitive cost of real-time contact.
When you actually map out cognitive energy burn rates, your preference makes perfect logical sense. Psychology shows us that for deep processors, meaning people with highly sensitive nervous systems, real-time social contact just burns through cognitive bandwidth incredibly fast. There's this massive difference between the high energy required to sustain a live phone call compared to the much lower, totally manageable energy used to craft a deliberate text message. So you aren't being lazy. Your brain is just practicing incredibly efficient energy management.
Plus, when that phone rings, you aren't necessarily avoiding the person calling you. What you're actually avoiding is the spotlight effect. This is the intense, immediate pressure to perform and manage a social impression in real time. It is literally like being shoved onto a brightly lit stage and expected to perform a flawless improv comedy routine with no script. You have to manage your tone, your laughter, your reactions, all instantaneously, without any safety net. For a deep processor, that sudden spotlight is incredibly jarring.
Because of your high interpersonal sensitivity, meaning you're constantly automatically reading between the lines of tone, breath, and emotion in a live conversation, even a basic greeting requires a ton of cognitive resources. For you, a simple hello isn't just a pleasantry, it's a high-stakes psychological project that requires extra recovery time. Your brain is analyzing so much more data in a live call than the average person does, which is exactly why it feels so absolutely exhausting.
Which brings us to Section 4, rejecting digital conditioning, protecting your boundaries and peace.
We live in an era that pushes intense digital conditioning. It's this unspoken societal rule that tells us we absolutely must be reachable every single second of the day. But by insisting on texting, you're actively refusing this exhausting standard. You are firmly rejecting the expectation to be reachable 24/7. You value strict privacy and personal boundaries over the instant gratification that modern technology just demands of us. And frankly, maintaining that kind of internal boundary demonstrates a genuinely high level of emotional maturity.
You are actively choosing a slow, meaningful text exchange over a fast, heavily filtered phone call. A quick call prioritizes instant gratification and it doesn't actually help you grow. I mean, it might force you into a hasty yes to weekend plans you actually hate. A thoughtful text exchange, however, is deeply meaningful. It offers variety and mastery and gives you the internal compass to politely decline and preserve your inner peace. It proves that you rely on your own internal compass rather than external tech demands to dictate exactly how and when you connect.
And this brings us to Section 5. Silence is self-respect. Texting as a tool for emotional regulation.
The truth is, your preference for texting isn't a flaw. It's a form of emotional regulation. I want you to really think about that for a second. You are not broken. You're simply choosing to stay centered and grounded instead of letting a ringing, buzzing piece of plastic dictate your emotional state. Texting is the tool you use to keep your emotional baseline stable in an otherwise incredibly loud world.
And because of that, you have got to stop letting society make you feel guilty. Seriously, stop apologizing for letting calls go to voicemail. Stop feeling guilty for needing cognitive quiet to just be your absolute best self. Your brain operates at a level of depth that requires a buffer, and texting provides exactly that protective layer.
Ultimately, as you carry this knowledge forward, I really want you to remember this empowering psychological truth. Your silence isn't self-doubt, it's self-respect. Protecting your energy, carefully choosing your words, and communicating on terms that honor your nervous system is, without a doubt, the highest form of self-advocacy. So, we've taken a trait society calls antisocial and revealed the cognitive brilliance behind it. That leaves us with a fascinating question to end on today. If your texting habits are actually a cognitive strength, what other misunderstood traits of yours are secretly superpowers just waiting to be decoded?